Yeah, so Silverton is evolving in front of our eyes. If you had come to see Silverton 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you'd see a different Silverton than today.
When we did Hardrock, we didn't do it with the idea that we would become what we have become.
Elle a toujours été un peu dans mes courses favorites.
I think the easiest way for people to understand the Hardrock course is if you look at how many feet people run up and run down. So imagine you're running from sea level to the top of Mount Everest, and then you're running back down to sea level, and you're doing it at an elevation of a little bit over 2 miles above sea level. And that's what our runners do.
On va faire une petite reconnaissance sur le parcours, on va monter en 10 pics, c'est le point culminant de la course. Là on est à American Bassin, on va rejoindre la course là-dessus, on fait l'aller-retour en 10 pics et puis on reconnaît une petite partie, voilà. Environ 15 bornes et un petit peu plus de 1000 mètres de dénivelé. Quasiment à 3006, on va monter à quasiment à 4003.
Pas en courant, non mais à 4002.
Les jambes sont plutôt bonnes. On a hâte de vendredi matin maintenant. La Hardrock c'est 165 km environ, 100 miles, un petit peu plus de 100 miles et 10 000 mètres de dénivelé positif et négatif.
Yeah, so in the statistics of the course, it's not that different from something like UTMB or, you know, some of the larger 100-milers around Europe. But once you get here and you put your feet on the course, you see in the first day just how different it is.
It's very high, 14,000 feet once, 13,000 feet, 12,000 feet, 11,000 feet. Yeah, the lowest elevation is 7,000 feet. So, yeah.
Vraiment, je suis vraiment excité de découvrir cette course, cette atmosphère et j'ai vraiment hâte là vraiment d'être au départ. Donc j'espère que c'est bon signe.
Aurélien. Okay. Got it. Let's see, a medium.
Oui, clairement, on le voit sur le règlement de la course, on a le droit des pacers, on a le droit, voilà, on a vraiment des choses différentes de ce qu'on voit en Europe et en même temps, ils sont très stricts sur d'autres points sur la course. Ils ont leur course qui est hyper connue, ils n'ont pas besoin qu'elle le soit plus et je pense, et ouais, c'est vraiment différent de chez nous, mais en même temps, c'est ce qui nous attire, nous, Européens.
Where are the first-time Hardrockers in here? Raise your hands. I want to see you guys. Oh, yeah. I think all the other runners in here that have done this race before, that have done this run before, they're going to agree, you are a different person after you kiss that rock. Your life has changed for the better. Forever and ever and ever, you are a Hardrocker. Whether you come back and you do this 1 time, 2 times, 26 times, I don't know who would want to do that, but no matter how many times you do this race and don't do it, you are a Hardrocker. Congratulations on making it here. Now you just got your victory lap. That's all that's left. Savor that, enjoy that. Take a moment at night to turn off that headlamp and look up at the stars. Take a moment at sunset to look and catch the last glimmers of the sun as it flashes off of those peaks out there. Take a moment to thank the people that made this possible for you. And whatever other moments you take, don't take too many of them because you've only got 48 hours. So congrats, I'm so excited for you. Here is Hardrock Week, and here is your run director, Dale Carlos. It's Christmas in July.
Voilà, je me sens vraiment privilégié parce que c'est là qu'on s'aperçoit que c'est vraiment une petite course. C'est une course mondialement connue, mais en même temps, voilà, on est 146 au départ, il y a plus de bénévoles que de coureurs. C'est un peu organisé presque à l'arrache, on rentre dans le gymnase, il y a le directeur de course qui appelle les coureurs pour qu'ils aillent s'enregistrer au checking, il n'y a pas de file d'attente.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I feel good today. My knees are better than they were last year, so and I have a good pacer pacing me from Adams Forks to the finish, so I believe I'm going to be successful this year, get my 15th.
La ligne de départ, pareil, on est au milieu de la rue, il n'y a pas de ligne, il n'y a pas de banderole, c'est juste le directeur de course Dalle qui fait le décompte, et puis voilà, ouais, c'est vraiment singulier comme course, et on s'aperçoit vraiment de ça le jour.
I came for the first time in 2011, so I guess that's 12 years ago now, and I thought I was a fairly experienced ultra runner then, but I got here and did part of the course, and I thought it's going to be a while until I'm strong enough to do this race, so it was quite intimidating. I think it's the same feeling that a lot of people have, but as Hardrock and as Silverton and as the San Juan Mountains tend to do, it just gets into your bones, it gets into your soul, and I started putting in for the lottery, and as many people know, it's a challenge to get through the lottery, and I was picked in 2015 to run the race for the first time.
You know, it's so different here in America compared to in Europe, you know, like the field here, 145 people, compared to something like UTMB's, many thousands, and I think it holds a special culture in the trail running world, and I think that's really important, and I think it's beautiful for people to experience this, and it's different, you know, and difference is a good thing, so yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the first running was 1992, but it took us years, a couple of years of planning and exploring and that kind of thing to come up with the course and get all the permit. In the United States, we have permits that we have to get. The idea was for the Hardrock 100 was the idea of a gentleman by the name of Gordon Hardman. He had an idea of connecting the 4 historic mining towns that are part of the San Juans, and then developing something that celebrated and highlighted the lives of the Hardrock miners, while bringing some attention to these towns that were experiencing some economic trouble. So he put an ad in a ultra running magazine, and 4 of us responded, and then the 5 of us kind of put it together.
Je voulais prendre mon rythme et je m'attendais pas forcément à me retrouver seul. Non, je suis serein parce que les gens me répondent très bien et les sensations sont vraiment très très bonnes. J'ai vraiment pas l'impression de forcer, donc à partir de ce moment-là, je me dis non, continue, voilà, c'est encore long le chemin bien sûr. C'est très sauvage la partie Sherman parce qu'on croise pas du tout de route. Il y a seulement 2 petits ravitaillements mais qui sont très très sauvages où il y a très peu de bénévoles. Je m'échappe, je vois plus derrière mes adversaires, donc je continue sur mon rythme sans vraiment savoir les écarts. On attaque la grosse montée direction Andy-Peak, une montée qui me convient mieux déjà, parce que c'est un petit single et puis on voit le sommet à 4284 mètres.
I think the biggest thing that strikes everybody is the altitude. You know, you and I are standing here talking at 9,000 feet altitude, 3,000 meters, right? This is the starting line of the race.
That's kind of a part of the nod to the wild and tough nature of the Hardrock miners, because they worked in areas that nobody was there. And so I think our course really does reflect some of the trails and some of the places that these Hardrock miners were living and trying to make a living, you know. And so, and it presents some challenges. Sometimes it's very remote, and so if you have to be comfortable with being by yourself and that kind of thing.
J'ai la chance que Ludo Pomeray soit ici à partir du 92e kilomètre jusqu'à l'arrivée, donc sur les 70 derniers kilomètres.
Sachant que le pacing, le rôle du paceur, c'est pas vraiment de donner la vitesse, en fait, c'est vraiment un accompagnement plus psychologique, parce qu'on n'a rien le droit de faire, en fait. On sait que sur les ultras, il y a une bonne partie de psychologique, donc voilà, il peut y avoir des moments où c'est difficile, et avoir une aide psychologique, ça peut être un bon point.
Pour le coup, là, ouais, c'est peut-être le ravitaillement où il y avait le plus de monde, ouais, complètement. C'est la seconde grosse ville après Silverton, donc on est bien encouragé. On traverse la ville dans toute sa longueur, donc ouais, là on prend conscience que la course elle représente quand même quelque chose pour le coin, quoi. Et du coup je fais toute la montée un peu dans le dur. C'est une piste forestière qui est plus ou moins raide, 8% de moyenne sur 12-13 km, donc c'est très long.
Telluride is a really long way, regardless of which direction. So they had this idea to create an aid station right at the top of that pass, and it is now legendary.
On doit être 24 000, et il y a un bon dévé à faire là, bien raide, on dirait presque du ski alpinisme, avec une corde. Là on a fait 1400, il doit rester à peu près 200 de dénivelé. Welcome to Kroger's! Coke and soup, hein? Can you prepare?
$15 years ago, somebody decided that it would be nice to offer the runners a special treat when they got there. And typically when you arrive at Kroger's canteen, you sit down because you're at 13,000 feet, and somebody comes up to you with a small metal saucer filled with magic elixir.
Où je retrouve Joe et Grant qui parlent français, et là ils me servent de la soupe. Je suis assis là-haut, c'est vraiment génial, l'ambiance, un peu en fin de journée, coucher de soleil, c'est vraiment super. Et puis cette soupe m'a remis dans l'axe, et à partir de là j'ai eu des super sensations à la descente suivante.
There's a cultivated sense of family here that once you come to volunteer, once you come to be a journalist, once you come to cheer, once you get a spot on the starting line, even if you don't make it to the finish line your first time, the Hardrock organization and all of the volunteers really work to create a sense of family and help you to feel like you belong.
Une course de nuit, je l'ai jamais fait, donc là c'est particulier, hein. Et puis la fin, pareil, hein, les chemins se rétrécissent, ça devient de plus en plus sauvage, donc non, c'était loin d'être terminé.
Obviously, it's a very difficult race to get into. It's limited in terms of accessibility in a lot of areas, but I think that in a lot of ways that contributes to the magic.
Well, yeah, it's very humbling that people, you know, that you mentioned or others want to, and I know we're very popular in Europe as a run. They want to come and they want to experience a very unique environment, and they want to be part of a community that celebrates those things.
that guy, I saw him a few times yesterday out in just early this morning, and he seems to be having a great race.
Yeah.
All in all.
Absolutely.
I mean, every time I see him, he's been running extremely fast.
High fives all around. The final turn. The cheers of the crowd.
The final straightaway.
Just over 23 hours. But it doesn't matter. Third fastest time ever and fastest of your 2023 edition of the Hardrock 100 Endurance Run. Your champion, Aurélien Dunand-Pallaz.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
When French people come to Hardrock, there's a word that they all use. It must be a word that's just easily communicates the spirit of Hardrock. The French use the word mythical, and that's not a common word in English, but I really love it because I think it captures the essence of this place. There's just something intangible about the community, that town, about the community that forms around the race itself, about the mountains, and about the spirit of the runners and the family that are Hardrock together. There's just something that you can't tangibly describe. You have to feel it.